Hello, and welcome to the audio commentary. Everyone loves it. You know, when you buy a DVD, you say, I don't care about the film, I'm here for the commentary. No one's done that except me. So welcome to the commentary / evaluation and thoughts, as I've written it for some reason. Written it? What am I talking about? Anyway, I'm going to be rewatching my first animatic, and I'm going to be discussing, you know, the stuff I like, the stuff I change, what came to my head when I was making it, stuff like that. So let's start. Okay, that's already paused. So the opening is I wanted to kind of show off that the show is meant to be like a sitcom in a way, like an animated sitcom. So we have like, you know, we have those shots of like the location, you know, the location shot, and we zoom in, we have a bit of like a musical sing, you know, that kind of thing. So that's why it just opens looking like a Friends episode, because I just thought, really got to sell the idea of it being an animation. All right, 3 seconds in, we've already paused. This is gonna be fun for all of us.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, Ryan. You say one more thing about my mom on this podcast, there will be a phone call between you and my mom on this.
Let's pause again. So here's the first error. We're gonna put a little counter in the corner, so future me is gonna hate me when I have to edit it. So like, put the little ding. All right, cool. So I think looking back, I muffled this a bit too much. The idea was meant to be like it muffles, and the closer we get, it gets louder. But I think it's been muffled a bit too deep. Like, you can hear it getting louder. It's just you still can't understand what they're saying because they're too muffled. But you know, it's kind of just, you know, when we cut in, it's not the biggest like, oh, it's been ruined, but you know, something I'd change.
Looking forward to it.
Actually, wait. What time is it? My mom is asleep, so I can't call her. But maybe on the next podcast. Is that what she told you?
Huh? Yeah. What's up?
You know what, Ryan? If my mom's awake, you're gonna have to talk to her.
You're not gonna wake your mom up.
Oh, I'm waking my mom up. Ryan.
I'm sick of.
I forgot to mention then, the hand moving there. You forgot to wake your mom up. That hand, I was gonna have mouth movements, but I thought it'd be a lot funnier if the hand was talking for some reason. So you'll see it keep popping up, and to me it's funny. To you, you're probably like, can you stop pausing and talk for real? Sorry, but also I got a thing to mention now. The calling, the 3 dots at the end, they were originally going to move, but the animation from wouldn't work out. I tried my hardest. I looked up GIFs of the same thing. I tried to make it myself. I just couldn't do it in the end for some reason. So I decided, you know what, it's just going to be stationary, they aren't going to move, and you're just going to have to live with it. And now I'm like, man, I wish I could change it, so...
You disrespected my mother.
It's like 7, 8, 9... It's 10:20 where she is.
Originally, this scene was going to have him, like, mesh, like he was going to slide a bit too far. Didn't really work out, though.
Hey, Mom. Just want to let you know that Ryan's been saying some stuff about you. And I'm going to give him about 30 seconds to explain himself.
It's my least favorite shot. I hate it! Look at his arm! It's too circular. I've put this so many times. I wanted it to be just like pure square, but it wouldn't work out. It annoyed me. Because you look at the fingers and they're like proper squares, and you look at the body and it's like square and shaped and sharp, and then you get the stupid arm. I hate it. That arm always annoys me. And it's one thing I'd love to change, but I can't because I'm in the future.
So, Ryan? Ryan! I just hung up!
So those red lines around them are meant to show that they're like shaking. Now, originally I did edit him shaking. The only problem is these shots were too short, and the actual shakiness looked a bit too, like, phoned in. And then I was like, you know what, let me see what these lines look like. I came up with the idea of just doing the lines, and in my opinion, it looks a lot better. When I saw the shaking, I was like, this looks awful. I'm going to have the lines. And the lines kind of, you know, you got to think of it like a comic book. Like, it represents shaking, but at the same time, I don't know. If you saw it, I don't know, if I can put a clip of it actually shaking somehow. If I can't, sorry, but if I can, you would understand what I meant. It was awful. Just couldn't shake. It couldn't shake properly, at least.
I just hung up. God! It's just a kiss and then it hangs up. She's gonna wake up at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
So, this shot here, the 5 a.m. tomorrow, has my least favorite effect in it. So the light on the bottom left, I swear, when it was editing it, it was blinking. It blinked a lot, and I was like, this is perfect. It blinks. So it looks like the phone's actually getting a notification. It was meant to blink, it was meant to go off, blink, and then go off. Like you get a notification, and then, like, you know. But, for some reason, it just didn't work. I think maybe when I was moving the timeline, an issue happened, but I rewatched it, and it looked fine to me. I was really annoyed. But, yeah. Also, here's a character design that was, like, that just will never show up ever again.
And she's gonna see a missed call from me in panic.
I hate this, the text wrapping here. I keep pausing, but this is a commentary. But, like, can you see how it, like, moves to the left? I don't know why it did that. I did it right. I was like, I did it right, and then I went to sleep, and then I woke up in the morning, and I was like, what the hell's happened? Like, I don't know, maybe I was just really tired, and I wasn't really paying attention. But what happened? It looks awful. It's so annoying, because it's on the final slide, and I don't... Like, it works. You can read it clearly. It says, missed call from your son. Maybe what happened was, I had it normally, and it just cut off too much of son and missed, so it just looked like Miss Cal through your son. But, I don't know. It still annoys me. But the shot looks cool, like the shadow coming over it, over the phone, and the light. Like, that looks cool, but for some reason, just, it irritates me every time.
Because she's gonna think I was dying or something.
So the artist representation, with this, the plan was, it was originally going to be in the comic book style, from earlier, but then I was like, oh wait, that doesn't make any sense. So I decided to have this, like this little, like, doodle style. Looking back, it shouldn't have been the same pen as the final ones. It should have looked more sketchy. I should have used more of a pencil kind of look for it. But, like, I think it sells its part. Like, you know, it looks like something you would do in your class, you know, when the teacher's just like, so let me tell you about square equals, and you're just on your, like, you're just looking at your book, you quickly draw a little thing to just, like, get rid of the boredom. It was meant to be like that, but I shouldn't have used the same pen. It should have been more of, like, an ink sketchy look, which is used on the comic part. Here, can you, like, the lines are a lot more sketchy, a lot more, you know, I should have been that kind of pen. But the problem is, the big problem is, this should have been in color. This part here. The whole reason they're in black and white is to show that, like, usually animatics don't have the final coloring. So, like, I wanted to kind of pay homage to that. Like, don't, like, because if it was all in comic, like, if it was all colored, you'd be like, oh, this looks like you just made another comic again. And no, it's meant to be an animatic. I swear. But, like, this scene should have been in color. Because on one of the final animatics, there's a scene that's in color to show that it's in a different media. Like, it's meant to be like, look how the colors will stand out. This is colored, I know it is, but it's meant to be like, you know, it was meant to show that it's a comic book. That's why it is halftones. Why wasn't it, you know, in color? Because then it would really show that it's a comic book. Because they're like bright colors, but no, it's a big regret.
Mom, Ryan's been saying some things. I'm gonna give the phone to Ryan, and then I hang up.
Like, you wouldn't know it's a comic until the rip sound effect and him moving out, and the kiss. But, like, that moves so fastly that you wouldn't notice. And it just annoys me to this day. But, you know, if we didn't have errors, we wouldn't have things to talk about. You know what I mean?
You know, it's all in jest, Anne.
I'm Mrs. Watson.
No.
Ryan.
All right, there we go. Here's the credits. I'll talk about this now. Looking back, not the worst, but it's not the best. I will say though, from the last year's animatic. Wait, look at myself, spelt wrong. Woo! Oh, there's my logo. But basically, it's not the worst, but it's definitely not the best. It's clear it's the first time I've made an animatic where I actually tried to make it, you know, move, and wasn't just PNGs with an audio track underneath. Like, you know, I rely a bit too much on the red arrows, I will say that, to show, like, oh, this is how they would move, instead of actually just, like, kind of showing them moving But, it's an animatic. It's not meant to move too much. It's meant to kind of stay still, meant to show you how it should look when it's finally done. But, I don't think it's the worst. There's definitely stuff I'd change. But right now, as I'm looking at it, it looks, it's fine to me. Like, it's passable. It's something that I can actually imagine someone, like, sitting down and watching, and not, like, me running up to them in the kitchen and being like, you have to watch this, I just made it, it looks so cool. Like, it actually looks like something I can imagine someone being like, hey, have you seen this? And pulling it up. So, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10 on the badass rating. Put the Angry Joe video up. But, okay, that's audio commentary 1. Go back to the DVD menu and click 2, or just go onto the other slides, or video, or whatever you're watching this on. Alright. Yeah. Why are you still here? Go home. Leave. Get out.